What's going on, guys? Greg with PizzlesTechTime, back again with another video. I'm starting a new series on my channel called LH Review. So if you see any products and they are listed LH, that is the love-hate review. In an effort to cover more products in a more concise time, I'm going to tell you what I love about a product and obviously what I hate about a product. Keep in mind the hate word is not as strong as it seems, or it may not be for certain products. That is just a series that I've created in order to help the most people that I possibly can. If this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button. Today we're going to be talking about the 57-inch Samsung G9 Neo. This is marketed as a dual 4K monitor, and it is an ultra-wide monitor, as you can see right behind me there. Today we're looking at Samsung's mini LED 57-inch ultra-wide monitor. This thing's clocking in at over 1000 nits peak brightness, also has a frame rate of 240 Hz, which is pretty insane considering you're gonna need a 4090 or better to be able to even use this at its full resolution, which is 8K horizontally and 4K from top to bottom. Despite this monitor's downsides, Samsung should really be commended for putting together such a top-notch panel. Although this is not officially supported by Nvidia, I did get this monitor running G-Sync, and I'm not getting blooming like I've heard from other reviews or any other panel issues. Basically, if you took two 4K monitors and you put them side by side, you would get the G9 Neo. It is a mini LED panel. I'm not getting a lot of blooming. I know a lot of people do. I've seen people with uniformity issues with this monitor. I have no issues with the panel whatsoever. My only issue is that you can't even run this thing at full resolution unless you have a 4090 or equivalent from AMD, which is never really equivalent, but you know what I mean. You'd have to get the 6700 XTX or 6900 XTX. I'm not 100% sure on that. If you do have the right graphics card, this monitor looks beautiful. Let me tell you what I love about it is the screen size, the resolution. You're able to read everything really nice. The text is not blurry at all. So the screen size gives you the ability to get a lot of real estate. So if you're editing videos or doing something else where you need multiple tabs and multiple screens open at the same time, this is definitely going to be the monitor for you. At the price point that this thing is at, pretty crazy. I ended up getting it for $1,800, I believe, a couple of months ago. The picture quality is what I love about it. The build quality is something that I hate about it. The HDR on this monitor is pretty awesome. If you're playing games or watching movies, it's going to be spectacular. The ultra-wide viewing angle makes gaming a little bit awkward if it doesn't support every game that you use. The HDR functionality is going to be very, very tough to calibrate if you're using more than one monitor. The Samsung monitor uses a lot more colors and different colors than a lot of other monitors. And the way you can change the settings on this, it's either native or auto. Pretty difficult to nail it down and calibrate. I've tried to calibrate it the best I could. And the only way I could get them to match is if HDR is off. As soon as you turn HDR on, my calibration tool wouldn't work. So that's not Samsung's fault, but the very saturated colors and the amount of colors that you get with this monitor are amazing. The picture quality is amazing. Where things start to go downhill is with build quality concerns. So the back of the monitor is completely plastic. It is a shiny plastic. It picks up scratches, it picks up dents. It's supposed to have these RGB lights on them, but as you can see, you can barely see them in the front. You can barely see them in the back. They're not bright enough to shine on the wall. So at that point, what is the point of putting it on there? And the all plastic design makes for a very cumbersome rear tray. Every time you pop it off, you feel like you're gonna snap it. It's super, super thin. For a premium priced monitor, I just don't agree with what's going on here. I snapped one of the little tabs off the back panel my first day using this monitor, so believe me, I was a little bit frustrated. Another thing that I really hate about this monitor is the stand that it comes with. You know, it gets the job done, it holds this very heavy monitor, but the feet really come all the way to the front of the monitor, which is really, really annoying if you're trying to use a keyboard on your desk where this monitor is. It's going to be a huge pain in the butt. You're going to need a huge desk for this monitor, and I did end up getting a monitor mount, but I haven't had a chance to make a video about it yet, and I have been having pretty good luck with that. So the build quality has been pretty poor. The accessories that come with it for this price, you've got no remote, you've got a DisplayPort cable that is literally like 2.5 feet, 3 feet long. The plastic part at the end of it was cracked, already coming apart when I took it out of the box. Completely unacceptable by Samsung. They do give you a longer HDMI cable, and they do give you a thick USB 3.0 cable, but completely unacceptable for a monitor in this price point. So you can see how the negatives are starting to stack up against this product. If you really need the screen real estate, and you really need the KVM switch, which I am using right now so that I can use more than one computer, and that is also pretty cumbersome to use. You can set it up, but when you're not in multi-monitor mode, it's pretty difficult to switch back and forth. You have to be in the correct input, or you have to change the settings in the menu, and it's pretty annoying. So I'm happy that it has a KVM switch. I love that. The way it was implemented was not great. Using this monitor with other inputs can be quite cumbersome and can be quite aggravating, because all of your inputs are on this side of the monitor, which wouldn't be a big deal if the power cable wasn't on this side. So it's like you have to route all the cables to the middle where that little crappy plastic panel is, and it's going to put a lot of stress on all your cables. And Samsung gives you that DisplayPort cable, but if you ran it from there and out the hole, where would your input be? I mean, it would have to be right in back of the monitor. That just really doesn't make sense to me. Unfortunately, this was not the end-all be-all monitor that I thought it would be. Now that I've got it all set up with the KVM switch and on the budget monitor arm from Amazon, which I'll leave in the description down below, may not be perfect, but it is a little bit cheaper. Now that I have it on that, I have alleviated a lot of my concerns, but I still can't use HDR when I'm doing anything but gaming, and that is really unfortunate. Not only that, but you're not getting official G-Sync. You're getting AMD FreeSync Premium Pro, which will allow you to set up G-Sync, but it's not officially supported, so one day it might disappear, or it may not work for you in your case. You'll have to test it and see. Samsung is on the right track with a lot of things they're doing, but still at the same time, it's pretty frustrating to buy their top monitor and have all these issues. The remote would have been really handy, especially with the KVM switch on board this monitor. The lighting, if they made the lighting brighter, it would make the monitor stand out a lot more. I can say picture quality wise, I like everything about this monitor, except for the fact that the HDR is kind of very saturated, and it's very difficult to match with other monitors if you're using this for photo or video editing. So keep that in mind. If you are using this big screen for video editing, you're going to have to turn HDR off, and trying to get it to match other monitors is still quite difficult, even with the calibration tool, because there are so many weird settings in this, black level and this, so you would have to have maybe two of the same monitors or two Samsung monitors. I have an Asus one that was a really nice one, so fortunately I was able to get it pretty close, but when you're editing photos and videos, like, that stuff really matters. Like having the controls right here, but you really need a remote for this type of monitor. Remember guys, to embrace goodness and you'll attract greatness. Believe me, it has worked for me, and I know it'll work for you too. I don't like covering negative things about products, but I really do feel like you guys should know this before you buy this. I don't want you to watch another video review, run out and buy it and think it's going to be amazing and then get let down. So if I have to be negative and help you guys, then that's what I'm gonna do. But keep that in mind when I tell you that this monitor is amazing, and what it does spectacularly well. Shortcomings, it does spectacularly bad. So keep that in mind, guys. I am trying to help you with these videos. I'm not trying to throw Samsung under the bus. I do love Samsung, but they are starting to get more like Apple, which is, for me, is not a good thing. And even their new headphones, they look just like EarPods, and I have those coming in soon. So if you're interested in finding out how well they work, if it's worth it for you to buy them, definitely follow along my channel. I'm a few videos behind that right now, but hopefully I'll get them soon and I can get cracking on that for you guys. All right, guys, my name's Greg with PizzlesTechTime. Thank you so much for watching. Questions and comments below. Affiliate links down below. Use them to shop. They don't cost you anything. And I hope I helped you out. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.